Geno Pettis Adventures. I'm still Geno. These are still my adventures. And my trusty sidekick Bill is here this morning, and he's got some special news for you. We kind of got tired of getting run around the mulberry bush with the realtors in Colombia. And so we decided to take them to task. So I'll let Bill explain that to you. So remember, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share us with a friend. Go ahead, Bill.
Geno, I've decided in the last few days after this experience with Carl that I'm going to get into the real estate business. I'm not sure exactly yet how I'm going to do it. I had an offer about a year ago to work for an agent, but I'm leaning towards just doing it myself.
What was your experience, Bill? What happened?
Well, yesterday, Carl and I had an appointment, and the appointment was for 2:30. We were there at 2:20. The guy showed up at 3:20 and then had the nerve to tear a strip off my wife because I wasn't there at 3:20. We waited 30 minutes, but that's Colombia. And the guy I knew he was coming, but he shows up on a motorbike. Now, as an agent, if you're dealing with people from out of the country who, car rentals are not easy here, and there's not a lot of people that even rent a car, how do you service clients on a motorbike? I mean, so you say, I'm going to meet you here. Here's what you tell the taxi driver, and he will bring you. That's no way to do business. So with Carl yesterday, just as a bit of an aside, there was a development that I wanted to look at that had a place for sale. So we went there and I talked to the security guard, and not only was there one for sale, but there was 4. And he hit the jackpot. A couple of these places are absolutely gorgeous. They're asking like 135. He did a video. Hopefully you're going to be able to show it to the people. But my focus is going to be on expats.
I think that's a good thing, Bill. I think it's a good thing because that's been my same experience. I was a realtor in 3 states in the United States, California, Arizona, and Texas. And you didn't need a license in New Mexico, and I worked there too. And the whole point was if we didn't get back to somebody in 15 minutes, we lost the business.
Yep.
And there's people that I've called even 2 or 3 weeks ago that haven't bothered to contact me. So I see your frustration. It makes me crazy too.
Well, here a couple of days seems to be the norm. They just see the issue is, I think there's no education, and anyone can become an agent in the afternoon. I mean, it's essentially what I'm doing, but I have 40 years of financial and home construction experience. So I have those things to fall back on that someone that maybe has their children have grown up and they're 40 years old and they've never worked a day in their life and they decide they're going into real estate. And there's no education, there's no registration. There's no real estate board where you can compare prices, but here that would be useless anyway because very few get reported for the full price. So
sure.
The one thing that I think is going to help, excuse me, is in Armenia, there's only 5 or 6 places, barrios, that I would have someone live in and feel confident recommending those barrios in gated communities. If someone goes on the internet and looks at, for example, there's beautiful apartments here, 130,000 or 130 meters, 3-4 bedroom, 3-4 bathroom, maybe for in US $65,000, but they're on the 4th and 5th floor and there's no elevator. In Colombia, you can build 5 floors with no elevator, but as soon as you build 6, you have to put an elevator in. So a
Sure.
lot of the buildings, I know of only 2 in Armenia under 5 stories or less that have an elevator. Now, I don't know all the buildings, but I can, I've seen 80 or 90 or 100 5-story buildings, and as far as I know, only 2 have an elevator.
Well, I think it's a great idea, Bill, because I'm gonna tell you exactly why. There's some of these agents like Alejandro, and he's a smart cookie, and he's bilingual, but he is not bicultural.
Yes.
And we expect customer service.
Yep.
They expect to show up whenever they damn well please.
Yep.
I grew up on Landry time, Coach Landry. If you weren't 5 minutes early, you were freaking late.
Yep.
And you know, I realize we're in Colombia, and you don't see anybody at 45 years old having a heart attack either. So it works for them, and they're healthier and they're happier. But if you know, I think between you and I, especially you in Armenia and me out here in San Miguel, I think we can. It's like you said earlier. Not only can we help them find the house, the apartment, the finca of their dreams, but we can impart a myriad of stuff that's not related to real estate, but that is related to living in Colombia.
Yes. Yeah. And there's value in that, because some of the stuff can really create a headache for you. You know, like Carl was saying the other day, he didn't know how many days he had in his visa, but if he entered on 60 days and all of a sudden it turns out that he's here 62 or 63, he's got a problem, because the government the government doesn't, well, the government doesn't expect excuses. They expect you to know what's going on and to follow the rules. And that's the long and the short of it. But you see, Alejandro too, Gino, doesn't have the expat angle. He's got the Colombian angle. So I'm going to do it just a little bit different. The way I'm going to handle it, and I've been working on my questionnaire today. If I get contacts from people, I'm going to send them my questionnaire, and it's going to narrow down the field. For example, do you want a 2-story? Do you want a bungalow? How many bedrooms do you need? Do you need a pool? All those sorts of things. And they can send that back to me. There will be a fee for that. I haven't decided how much it's going to be yet. And for that, I'll send them 5, 6, 8 properties that I think they might be interested in. Now, whether they've been here or not, I want to focus on people who have pretty much decided to come to Armenia, because this questionnaire is going to cost money, and I'm the type of guy that I don't believe in spending money unless you get value back for it. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not out to, and it's the same with the sale, Gino. It's nice to get the commission, but I don't need it to put food on the table next week or to pay my rent.
No, but the rest of the story is that a commission is for work done, for added value, etc. And if you're fighting with, you can't even get a hold of the realtor, he can't open the door, he doesn't know who to talk to, doesn't contact you for 2 weeks. Well, my God, Bill, that's worth a lot of money. And that's what commissions are paid for. Commissions aren't paid for because the realtor's good looking. However, in the United States that happens sometimes. But
no, but the example I can give you is, let's say there's a property for $100,000 and another one for $80,000, and in my view, maybe the $80,000 is better, but if you get someone that needs the commission, they might steer you to the $100,000 property because they're going to make more on the sale. And that's not what I'm. That's not what I'm interested in. The other thing that I have that in Alejandro is the only English speaking agent I know in Armenia. I don't know of any other. And I am developing, I already have some, I'm developing an English speaking network for the people who come here that only speak English. So I have an English speaking lawyer, I have an English-speaking car dealer if people are interested. He's the Renault dealer. The other thing, Gino, is, and we didn't talk about this in the driving video, a new Renault here, four-door sedan is $12,000.
Yeah.
You can buy their little SUV. It's about the size of a Honda CRV for a little more, maybe $13,500. And everybody's here. Honda's here, Chev's here, Ford, Suzuki, Kia, Hyundai.
But the rest of that story is you can buy a Renault Logan for $10,000, and they're a big sedan. I mean,
Yeah.
relative to Colombia. I mean, relative to cars.
Well, they're
Colombia.
a five-person sedan.
Yeah.
And my insurance all the way across the board, the government regulated, plus the PLPD, collision and comprehensive, cost me $400 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane compared to what some people are paying in the
But see,
States.
that's the whole point. What you're getting ready to do here, Bill, is you're getting ready to give a service to expats and the people that speak English, a service that no one else is offering. And what I've got to tell you, and this just breaks my heart. But for example, I used a lady for my visa, and she charged me $480. Well, I go to looking up online yesterday what the true cost of a visa is, and it's $230 plus $52 to put in the application. And so she charged me another $100, which is what? How much is that? 400, half a million pesos.
Yep.
That's adequate. But to rob you with another $100, that's just out of the question. I mean, there's some poor people that were on the coast and they were Mexicans, and I don't know why, but they charged them $6 million for lunch and beer. I mean, so I guess the point is that there are a lot of Colombians here that don't understand the life value of a customer. And they just want to rob them once.
Yeah.
And too bad, so sad.
Well,
that's why we're not in that vein.
Well, my mission is going to be possible repeat business. And for that, I have to have very satisfied customers. As a rule, expats coming here, you can get into a beautiful 2,000 square foot modern house for $150,000 US. If you want an apartment, 3-bedroom, 3-bath condo, $100,000. Condo fees here are very, very inexpensive. In my condo here, 1,500 square feet, 4-bedroom, 4-bath. The condo fee is about $70 a month.
Yeah, so, and another thing we need to watch out for too, Bill, is I read an article the other day on Mexico City and how many gringos are moving to Mexico City and just hammered the price, pumped the price up to prices where the locals cannot afford to live in their own city. And what happens is they try to relate the country's prices with America, and you can't do that.
Yep.
You can have, for example, the house that you saw yesterday was how much? $100,000.
No, it's a little bit more. It's going to be 130. But Carl told me he's familiar with South Carolina. He told me in South Carolina it would be at least $500,000.
That's my point. And so people will say, "Oh hell, I'll pay $200,000 for that," and they're ruining the market. And we got to help keep them from doing that. Okay.
For
example, I spend 850,000 pesos here on my place, which is today I think $180, $180 a month.
Yeah.
But some random American or Canadian could come in here and pay $400 or $500 a month and feel good.
They get
but
gringoed.
It would screw everybody else in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I call that getting gringoed. Yeah, it's not only the real estate, it's the peripheral value that I can bring and yourself to any kind of a transaction here to make it as easy as I can for the people who want to use my services.
Well, and the beautiful part is that we live with Mexican dictionaries that will keep us out of trouble too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, and having said that, a lot of things here, Alba prices, and the people never see me. So,
The best way to do it.
so I'm getting the Colombian price, because it's a well-known fact in Colombia, there's two prices. On real estate, there really can't be because the prices are published. I know, Gino, that house we saw yesterday, it was the end unit. It backed onto a forest where there was guatine. They had bird feeders out. The lady told me there was parrots coming to their bird feeder, macaw parrots. The little guatine, yeah, you and I know about them, the little rodents about the size of a groundhog, all kinds of them. So you're in nature. I mean, it was a beautiful place. I know in Toronto, you wouldn't get it. I mean, Toronto's expensive, but you wouldn't get it for under $1 million.
Yeah.
I know that.
Okay, Bill. Well, congratulations, and I hope between the two. I mean, I hope you and Al have a great success, and you put me to thinking too, because I mean, I was a realtor for 22 years in 3 different states, so I figured these guys could use some of my expertise too.
Well,
and it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand with what we're doing.
Yeah, but
we're trying to help these people.
Gino, I think you have to get into it because you've got a lot of knowledge, and to be honest, I didn't realize how much I knew about Armenian Colombia until I started to talk to Carl. Because for you and I now, it's a way of life. For Carl coming here, I mean, his way of life is New York City and Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And it was the same as you and I coming here. Like my life was Canada. But I think the two of us can really make it a lot easier for any expats that do want to come. And not only here. I mean, there's information about Colombia. Like, for example, I'm hearing a lot of stuff about the air quality in Medellin. A friend of mine went there for 2 weeks, and he said he got into breathing problems after 10 days, and he got back to where he lived outside of Bogota, and said it took him another 4 or 5 days to start feeling well. And yet all the talk is about Medellin. It's a beautiful city.
I don't get it. I don't get it. But
well, it's
anyway.
my favorite. It's my favorite city in the world, but I'm not going to live there.
Well, okay, Bill. Well, we're running a little long, so there you have it. Bill is your new realtor in Armenia, and he'll do you a wonderful job. And I'm your new realtor in wherever you want to be. Hopefully, it's around San Gil, Bucaramanga, Valle de San Jose, and we've got a lot of property for sale out here that you would love, or rent to own. So with that all being said, today is the first day of the rest of your life. If you want to see how your life is going to be in 5 years, look at your life today if nothing changes. Is that what you want? If not, nothing changes, nothing changes. Change something. Get off the couch. Give us a call. We both got both of our contact information in the description of this video. So with that, Gino signing off, and we will see you on the flip side.
The flip side.